Welcome everyone to the Bristol 250 live on ERN. It's the night many of these guys have been dreaming about since the start of the season. Who is going to be a part of the championship four? I'm Alexander Nedd, here joined in the booth by my one and only handy and trusty producer there, Dave. Dave, tonight more than any other night, you need to have a good night.
Yeah, it's a tough race to run right before we go to the championship four for those two guys that are still fighting for the last two. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen in this track, that's for sure.
Pace lights are off. Who are you keeping an eye on? We'll be keeping an eye on obviously the nine, but what were drivers saying about uh, this track today?
They felt like it was probably a good groove down low. The fuel window's not going to come as a factor. They're probably not going to get that long of a fuel green flag run, but I think maybe we'll get 75 laps or so of a good run in here. I want to go quickly before we go green and kind of show you the rundown of the order. I won't have a chance to go through them all because we're going to go green here soon. So we'll just flip through these. You can see Ethan Burrell on pole.
And Scott Krupp was
And they
outside.
are
The
green.
green flag is out, and the Bristol 250 is live on ERN.
Clean so far.
Yeah, not a lot of movement amongst the top three. They get quickly single file, but you see double wide action just behind Chris Wright.
I do our best to keep up on the side-by-side action for you here. Tight track, hard to get a lot of good camera angles at, but we'll do our best.
Have you ever been to Bristol Motor Speedway?
I have not. Oh, got a car around. We're
Will
still
that
green
trigger
though.
the yellow, but we're
Still green, but let's see what
green.
happened to Joe McAdory here. 68 got on the apron a little bit, hits the inside wall. Keeps it rolling and toes.
And that's unfortunate to have that early. We are under caution now.
Now we got a caution. I think this might be for an incident with Michael Klein and Kyle Hanshaw.
Yes, Kyle Hanshaw, you saw still stuck on the front straightaway. Let's take a look and see what happened.
Looking at the 9 car of Michael Klein on the outside there.
That's Michael Goodman to his inside, but don't really see much of an issue right there unless it happened to the next lap.
Oh, yeah. We got the 46 and the 38 had already been into it. So let's look and see what we got with them. 46, let's go on.
Was committed to the high side there, but Kyle
go to the
Hanshaw
46 with
going
Kyle
around
Hanshaw.
in turn 1.
Running around Gerald Campbell.
The 38 might have helped him out there. I would say a lot helped him out there. 02 does a well of a job, but unfortunately the 09 just can't get it woed down.
Here, and we had an incident too with Chad, 15. The 91 and 15 here.
Oh, and this is big.
Yeah, because Chad's trying to get in.
Those drivers trying to fight his way into the championship four. That's a lot of damage here in the 91 share. Oh, a whole lot of action here in the first 7, now 8 laps of 250 here at Bristol.
Over and under tonight was set at 18 on the caution count. So that's our first one. Feel free to weigh in on, I put a poll on the YouTube page so you can, for your opinion up there if you want to Say something. Race format tonight. 250 laps, 6 sets of tires.
Like we said, the fuel window, they can make it after 180 to 90 laps, but I don't think that'll play a factor. But who knows?
Here in Chad broke a toe link, so he's going to have some required repairs. 4 minutes of optional repairs.
That's not going to be a quick fix here, especially at Bristol, where the caution laps click off very quickly. Ethan Burrell still on the front row. He's led every lap so far. Scott Crump to his right elbow and the green flag back out. We're back underway racing at Bristol.
Ethan's able to pull out again. Double file from there on back, from third position on back.
Nick Massey, the highest of our drivers trying to race their way in here tonight. Taking a look underneath Chris Wright, who was very optimistic.
Chris is racing for nothing but pride tonight.
Excuse me, real quick while I try to. My dog keeps coming in with a squeaky toy. So
if you got a toy, you got to have attention to go with the toy.
Yeah.
The way it is. Matthew Weeks back here. Braxton DeWeese up in the top 11. Trying to get into the top 10 there, getting under Matthew Weeks. Other contenders for the championship 4, we have Jonathan Cutlip down there. Being right there in the 5 car, currently in the 9th position. Ryan Gavel working his way. He's up 5 positions from the start. He's up to 13th now.
I am back. I just decided to close the door. We'll have to wait. See the 01 underneath the 64 Rucker there. That inside line doesn't seem to be prevailing as much.
No, we haven't seen a lot of overtakes yet on the track. Just kind of filed out.
See Matthew Weeks, last week's winner.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling happier about tonight. Having to worry about how this comes out.
Yeah. I don't know. Big talk in the garage today about Chase Elliott being suspended after that wreck he had with the 11 car. I'll say this. I saw that wreck firsthand. Like, I witnessed it. I was there at the track, and that was a hellacious hit for Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I think that's the scary part of it. When you hook somebody like that, they're going to go to the outside wall pretty hard.
Yeah. Saw the 88 of Trey Holmes just nip the outside wall there.
A little bit of pressure for the lead here from Scott Crump.
Yeah, Scott Crump not getting the 37 a chance to breathe. Easton Burrell still has led every lap so far as we get to the 10% mark of tonight's race.
I think probably we have a little as they run type feature we're going to try running over here. This is pre-race, but I'm going to try updating that at every 50 laps and see how that goes.
Oh, yeah. What would we did it because we went green so fast? What were the points like before they started here tonight?
We had Foti and Weeks locked in, and then Cutlip is up on 14 points above the cut line, and Cutlip is 4 points above the cut line. Nick and Delicado -4.
Really?
Dad is way back -8. So it's really tight in through those middle spots.
It is. You're going to need every spot here. As we see Scott Crump still trying to get around that 37 car.
I was worried I have to type in those numbers for the as they run thing, and as fast as the laps click off here, by the time I type it in, it might already be changed a lot. So we'll just try to do it as best we can as of that.
I don't think anybody at home is gonna be like, "Hey, you said every 50 laps."
If you think you can do better, then come on down.
Yeah. The leaders are getting into lap traffic. That will be a factor here tonight. How these guys catch other cars that are slower will play into perhaps making a pass later on.
Foti now putting some pressure on Nick Massey.
That's a battle for the fourth position. You see Chris Wright just in front of them. Crump and Burrell are 2.5 seconds up the road.
Part of the elite silly season, I heard a rumor today there may be some changes in the Lake Norman team. They may be losing a member and going to another team for the 23B season.
Oh, spill the tea. I'd like to hear.
Oh, well, it might be somebody who's driving a car that has a lot of chicken flavor to it. Might be going to race with one of our racing guys, the Mountain Man. Mountain Man Motorsports may have lured somebody with canes on their car. How's that for giving away without actually saying the name?
I liked the tea. It was definitely sweet.
No official announcement yet. No, they can always earn more money.
Lap 38, 250 here. We'll let you guys have the sights and sounds of Bristol here and take a quick break. You're watching the Bristol 250 as we got a pass for the lead. Scott Crump gets around Ethan Burrell.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back. The second caution of the day is out for the 17 car. You know, that 17 actually won the Bristol night race in real life, but not going to have the same luck, it looks like. Oh, yes. Gets tipped into the outside wall, and then Rucker and Ryan Sold kind of finish him off.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. Looks like Jeff Green was coming down, and it almost looks like something made him kind of tip back up.
Yeah. Maybe
Could be
net
way too
code.
far for netcode, but Rucker got into the back of Jeff Green, or involved a little bit.
And that's the second accident of the night that the 38 car has been involved in.
Pit lane is open for business.
And it's going to be a busy place. Heard there was an advantage for people pitting on the front stretch. Don't know why, but this is notoriously one of the hardest pit roads to do on iRacing with this next gen car because pit road speed is 35 miles per hour, just in that sweet spot between first and second gear.
Calling it netcode. Issue that caused the caution.
And that did look pretty weird. That's what I would go. You don't want a tally early in a 250 lap race. You don't want a tally, but you never want a tally early. Working lap 52 at 250 will be back for the restart. You're watching the Bristol 250 live on ERN.
I will go ahead and do a couple sponsor reads while I have it here. Join APS is our series sponsor. APS offers a complete solution for all types of businesses that need to process credit card related transactions. Their industry specific solutions provide the best options for your business model. They have experienced client service representatives who understand what your processing needs are. Our premier partners, you saw the ad from TA Services. For over 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics services to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. Let the TA Services team make ship happen for you. Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg is the marketing department for small businesses. For small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. We help businesses punch above their weight class. Finally, Worldwide Technology Raceway, which is hosting the NASCAR race this weekend. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsports racing facility in Madison, Illinois, close to the Gateway Arch. Features that 1.25 mile oval that is hosting the NASCAR Cup and also will host the Truck Series, and an open wheel series that we're not allowed to mention by name. They also have a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America. On site, they also have a quarter-mile drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Midwest Nationals event, and Kartplex, which is a state-of-the-art karting facility. I believe we are back green.
Yes, and you see Scott Crump getting back to the point fairly early. He leads about 6 cars single file as we have the third caution flag of the night.
Go back and see what we have going on here. It looks like, yeah, Ryan Schold is involved here. Maybe Joe McAdory. Let's see what we got. The Mark J. Revelous replay machine.
Wreck of the night.
Like he's around Michael Goodman.
Oh, Michael, yeah. He got a little loose and got into the side of the floor.
Ooh, Dustin Durr barely missed in.
Just getting by.
But, and Joe McAdory could not collect it.
I think that'll be a tally on the 44, unfortunately.
I'm going to say it's on the 4. Oh, no, it's 44. Yeah, you're right.
Take a look, because he gets loose. Right there.
Yep, I guess he did come down the track into him. Yep, you're right. So kind of sometimes it's your reference of what you're looking at. And if you're looking at the wrong car, it looks like the other car's coming up, but gotta find a spot on the track to look at.
Yeah.
Third caution, lap 59.
I wanted to play a game with you, Dave, to guess our top 4 at the end of the night, but I don't want any bad juju to go on to us. So.
Yeah, this was a high stakes race. I don't know if I could pick people outside of the top 9, I guess.
Well, we'll be back for the restart here. We won't bore you. Hey, just missed the beginning of that restart, but you saw it there during our NASCAR nonstop. Scott Crump able to get to a spectacular lead in front of the 37 car, but look who's raced his way into the picture. That one car, good to see him starting on the same lap.
Trying to update our as they run thing. I kind of missed it at lap 50, but I'll catch it at lap.
Oh, Adams loose in turn 1. Can he gather it up? Yes, he does, but a lot of positions there lost. You might want to go to a replay of that one car.
If we can go back up here. Didn't flag anything, so I can't jump to it, but I can back her up.
Yeah, do you see that? A lap ago, he was running in the 3rd position and does a good job of
Good
not
save.
creating a bigger issue for the rest of the field to have to navigate with. And that is why I do not want to talk about who might be in the championship for. I was just bragging about that one car, and what did he do? Who's locked in the 40 and the 11? That's
Correct.
who I'll brag about. Because no matter where they finish here tonight, they will be a part of that championship 4. You see, Scott Crump there has driven away. And this is a Scott Crump type of racetrack. This is one where he knows where to really apply the pressure, not waste his rubber, and get out and take control and take care of his stuff. It's going to be very hard, I believe, to get around that 90 car here tonight.
Okay, I think I have it updated. This would be as lap 70. No change, really. Yeah, Cutlip and Gavel are still running well enough up toward the top that they would stay in at those last 2 spots. That just slid down a little bit.
Yeah. See, Trey Holm, all those guys that are in red, really, they just need a win. Wouldn't that be something to see one of those guys if we get a late race caution and enough cars to stay out? Could that trigger a new winner and perhaps be the Cinderella story? See Matthew Weeks traveling along the outside winner from last week. He's very optimistic, and he might have the best shot. Oh, did he win at Michigan?
Let me see here.
No, it was Texas that he won. Foti won at Michigan. I just know that we're going to a 2-mile racetrack, and that he was very optimistic about his chances.
Auto Club, yeah.
Yeah.
Braxton DeWeese up in the top 10. Gets past Matthew Weeks for 7th place.
And he's running along, the rookie doing a great job in front of the 11 car. But that 11 car is coming. It's nice to run, though, and not have a lot on your plate. The 11 and the 40, that's what they're doing. No stress.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Normally, I try to
Hit your sneeze button.
myself. Yeah. Woo. While we are under a bit of this extended green flag run, I myself am gonna run to the men's room. I will be right back. There it is.
Okay. Bring her back. Looks like we're under our 4th caution here. Take a look at Hunter Smith and see if maybe he was around the action again. Say yes, since he's still not back on track. He's running around the 46 car and the 91, Johnny Thomas. Smith sends it in low. A little bit of net code there, maybe? I don't know. Can't tell if the 46 came down or the 17 came up. Flex the 9 car. Looks like the Mark J. Rebelus car. 99 gets caught up in it a little bit. 96 car, sorry. Kyle Hanshaw also involved. He is the 46 car, so go in car with him, see if we can tell what's going on here. Yeah, didn't see much of a change of direction there. I have to see what race control says. Everybody's in the pits again. And I will try to update the as they run on a yellow, and maybe that'll work out a little better. Once they come out of the pits. There you see the cause of the caution. Racing incident, 46 and 17. Like Scott Krupp's going to get the jump and come back out. Lead of that pack, I think we had a few people that stayed out. Robert Hill's going to stay out and take the lead. We'll show your car there. Ryan Schultz and Johnny Thomas are both coming in, so that's going to leave just Robert Hill out. So looking at the top 9, we got Foti in 4th place. We got Ethan Stanley in 5th place. We got Jonathan 7th place. Nick Massey in 9th. Trey Holmes in 11th. Matthew Weeks, 12th.
Am I on?
You are on.
Okay. These quick cautions could be in favor of Chad because if he elects to stay out, he can get the waiver out.
Chad is the last one of the top 9, sitting around in 29th position.
Still 2 laps down. I saw out of the corner of my eye the 17 involved again. Some nights it's just not your night.
So as of lap 95, we no change to our top 4. Haven't really shuffled anybody yet. It's still real tight there between Nick Massey and Nick Delicato. 9 points the gap.
Cutlip is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they're going to need the people in red are going to need Cutlip and Gavel to fall out a little. As long as they're able to run up toward the top, they're going to keep that distance. And we are back under green. Side-by-side action here with Trey Holmes, Nick Massey, Josh Adams.
Under the green flag here, working the centennial lap mark. 101. Scott Crump still has to lead. The highest of our championship 9, though, is Ethan Stanley in that 92, and he knows what needs to be done. He needs to win.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're Ryan Gavel, because Ethan Stanley would then take that 3rd spot, and then Jonathan Cutlip is sitting there ahead of Gavel as well. So he would get in points, would take that last one. Caution, caution.
The fifth one of the night. Let's see what happened here.
See who it's on yet.
The all-seeing eye sees all. And it's looking like it might have been the 99 car.
Not sure it's the 99 car, but I'm trying to... Oh, it looks like it's the 02.
So my fault there, 99. Seth Rawls goes around in turn 1. Let's see if he had any help.
Nope, looks like he just gets loose on his own. Now let's see if he collects anybody.
That's always the worst part.
Hunter Smith, there again.
There's Hunter Smith being like, darn, not again.
Yep, looks like it's just going to be a tally on the 02 for a self-spin here.
All right, well, we'll be back for the restart since we didn't get going as fast and really have nothing new to add. So we'll be back.
You can tell jokes or tell stories or something. We'll be back.
I have no jokes. Alrighty.
Welcome back, everybody.
Scott Crumpin, the 92 Ethan Stanley, still looking for that magic ticket in. Green flag, we're back to racing here at Bristol.
All clean so far as everybody kind of spreads out a little bit. And Gavel moving up a couple spots there on the restart. Now loses it back.
Holmes in front of Braxton Dewey. Stray is having a great day so far. But he needs it to be a spectacular day if he wants to keep his championship hopes alive.
Yeah, P1 or nothing for him. And Stanley pretty much the same way. Big news in my sports world there, Alex, coming out of West Lafayette, Indiana. Player of the Year, Zach Eady, has announced that he hung his jersey back in the locker room and he's coming back for 1 more year.
Okay. Did you have fun going to the Indy 500 on Sunday?
I don't go to the race, but I did go
Oh,
down to the track quite a bit during the week. And I usually watch the race with friends, but I had a great time. As a Team Penske fan, I was
yeah,
absolutely thrilled to.
thrilled.
Yeah,
I will
my
say
son
though,
is as well, and we celebrated quite hard.
my heart was in my throat when I saw that crash with about 15 to go. That tire sailing out into the crowd. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think you saw on social media that that's what I posted. I saw that tire go off first. I didn't really watch the rest of the accident because I was trying to see
Yeah,
where that tire was going, and I knew it was going toward the stands. And then I
yeah.
saw it clear the end of the stands there. I did see on social media today that Penske Motorsport or Penske Entertainment is going to provide a brand new car for the lady who had the Chevy Cruze
Oh,
that got crushed.
that's so awesome.
They gave her a pace car to get home, and
Yeah.
then she gets a brand new car from Penske. Class act.
Not a bad way if your car is going to be damaged there. Not a bad way to have it go out in style. You see, this is a battle just inside the top 10. Braxton DeWeese currently running in the ninth position and Trey Holmes in eighth. We're about 5 laps already from halfway. That's how quick things are here at Bristol.
Well, Ethan Stanley's right there where he needs to be. He just knows that he can't finish in that position. He needs the next one.
Oh, caution's
Caution.
out. I think I saw a car stopped here. Lap 120 of 250, the sixth one of the night. Yeah, a car stopped in turn one. Perhaps. Or maybe
Not
not.
tagging anybody, so let's see what we can. Try. Can't always tell whose voice is whose when everybody's apologizing in the driver chat. Sometimes we got to kind of sit around. Racing incident,
Tell
no
them in
further
the
action,
driver
but he didn't
chat
tell
to
me what number.
call it out. Yeah.
Mark, tell me what number.
The people want to know. Oh,
Cause of the caution is the 31. So okay, that helps. That helps. Thanks, Mark. And now I have a number of just Gerald.
Gerald Campbell.
Can't let
Perhaps.
Gerald get away with whatever he did. Got to be able to show the world. Let's show Gerald screw up here.
It affects the 30 car as well.
Gets into the wall a little bit. Yep.
Got a part of the fence, and yeah, the O2 gets into the 30 as a result. Nothing that the 30 car did wrong. He was just in the wrong place, wrong time.
Kind of a chain reaction there, right in front of Matthew Weeks. He's able to slide by it. Everybody else keeps going.
Yeah, that's why it took us, and that was not in turn one. So my bad for giving you wrong info. I
I
thought I
forgive you.
saw something, but it
So is
was
this
not.
gonna? Let's see. We'll have to see how these pits come back out. Is this gonna get Chad back on the lead lap?
I don't believe so. I think everybody's going to stay out here, though. Only 29 cars on the lead lap here. see Scott Crump electing to start on the outside.
He gets closer. He's back one lap down.
Oh, excuse me.
That sounded very comical.
That was just my phone. Don't want to get us taken down for a copyright strike.
So did you spend the weekend working the race or being a spectator?
Oh, I was a spectator on Monday, thankfully. I had to work, though, on Saturday and Friday.
Back to green.
Ethan Burrell, our pole setter, has slipped back to third place. Joshua Adams on his inside there.
Foti and Crump can sometimes be fun to watch. Let's see what's going on here.
Foti extremely high there. Scott Crump gonna take a note out of his book. Scott Crump seems to go higher in 3 and 4, Tyler Foti seems to go higher in 3 and 4, but Scott Crump higher in 1 and 2. It's just right now the high banking of this track. It's really hard to have your car work and challenge on the low line here, as we get 5 laps after halfway.
Ethan Stanley went off strategy a little bit and came down pit lane along with Seth Rawls and Chris Wright. They all came in at lap 121. Michael Goodman also, Johnny Thomas, Matthew Weeks, Michael Hossack, and Ryan Schultz. So we have a little bit of split strategy now. Everybody in the top 13 last came in on lap 94.
Hmm. We know that every driver can make it from here if it were to go green, but I don't think we're going green.
Yeah, I think now it would just be whether or not tires are an advantage. Looking for a battle back here. Nick Massey getting under Gerald Campbell. '92 Ethan Stanley working back up through with those new tires.
Saw what looked like the 23 got a piece of the wall there. This is, if you're talking about places where you don't want to be, this has got to be near the front of that list.
Yeah, this is the pack here of the cars that came. Starting with Ethan Stanley there and Seth Rawls, the 02, and Chris Wright, the 42. Those are the ones that are on the fresh tires. Not exactly flying up through the field here.
Yeah. And I don't know if they would be considering they weren't the tires that they're
caution. Johnny Thomas, maybe?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's going slow, so that would be a good indicator of something going on. We'll go to the Mark J. Ribbles replay machine. Robert Hill is going to be 3 wide in the middle. He may have just got loose, like he was trying to get out of a trouble situation, and it made him a little bit loose. Definitely kind of looked like he knew he was getting into something that might be trouble, and he ended up with trouble anyway.
Sometimes that's just how things work here.
Yeah, it looks like he tapped the brakes a little bit to back out of that.
They were 3 wide, and that's typically something you don't want to talk about at Bristol.
7th caution. Now we got some of those first group people are coming in. Crump, Foti, and Josh Adams have so far stayed out. Everybody else behind them.
Yeah. Well, we're under caution, so we'll take another chance to step away. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the restart here on the ERN. Oh, yeah.
Back to green.
You see Scott Crump getting away here. Oh, Foti gets turned into Joshua Adams, and around they go. A hard hit, and this is
There's a
going
car
to
on
take
its side.
A couple of competitors here.
Yeah. That's going to start around Josh Adams and Tyler Foti, I believe.
Yep. They were running second and third.
Ethan Stanley up in there too. Hopefully he's not involved. Yeah, not sure what happened with Foti there. He kind of took another one of those little kind of dogs to the right again too. It didn't really make much sense. Goodman involved, the 30 car.
Week, the 30, the 44. Ethan Brill, our pole setter. And you see the 30 car actually ends up getting on his roof here.
Right on board with the 30 car. Just a little view of the track now.
Definitely worthy of
Yep, now we're sideways.
And now we're upside down. Fully roll upside down. That's always got to be jarring as a competitor. I mean, is it an automatic tow? I would imagine so. Yeah, only the leader made it out of that one alive when that wreck began.
Now we're back, re-racked. He run down through the field here, Scott Crump. A concertina effect. Not an accordion, it's a concertina.
I'm glad that was officially or unofficially spelled out, because I would never have been able to spell that. Michael Hossack is Having a good day there, running along in the 10th position. Tyler Foti, though, very grateful for that win earlier because I believe that's some damage he's electing not to pit. But I don't think that 40 car is going to be running as it was moments ago.
Nice looking car for Jesse Racimus.
There's our buddy Robert Hill.
Inside the top 20. Brent Jones finishes out the top 20.
We're double wide. That must mean we're about to go racing here. With a little more than 100 to go once we drop the green flag. Green flag back in the air, and we're racing once again here. Scott Crump leads the 92 of Ethan Stanley and Tyler Foti.
Oop, little contact there with, looks like Trey Holmes. Chris Wright, just a little bumper tag.
And you see Ethan Stanley going after the lead here.
Caution, another caution. Maybe Harrison Talon.
Oh, yes. And who was that squeezed up into the wall with
Maybe
him?
Brent Jones. Go back and take a look on the replay machine. Robert Hill going to be involved, maybe?
Right
Andrew Rucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like Harrison coming up into him. Brent Jones gets collected in that.
Ethan Burrell has to stand on the brakes. See, the 23 was in a vulnerable position right there. Maybe the 2 car came down a little bit, but yeah. See. Don't know if the 2 knew that Harrison had a car up under him, the 24 car.
Yeah, that angle, it looks like Robert came down, but I don't know. I'm just trying to look at the track, some lines on the track and see where they're coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe from a different angle.
Yep. Try this. They both do have to come down the hill because of where the track is. So yeah, it looks like Harry does come up into him into the. Robert has to come down to make the corner. And they gave the tally to the 23, so that's probably what it is. Nobody worried about coming down the pits this time.
Still under caution here with 2 laps to go, at least. So we'll be back for the restart. You're watching the Bristol 250 live on ERN. There we go. We see
We're
the
back.
90 of Scott Crump and the 92 giving a good chase. We're under the centennial mark. So the time to go is now.
Getting some color in our numbers up there toward the top now. It's a little more interesting.
Yep.
Ethan Stanley needs that top spot. So does Nick and Delicato. Ray Holmes, Nick Massey. Caution again. Caution.
Gavel is not the biggest fan of Ethan Stanley because, as you mentioned before, that would
Michael Goodman
bump him
involved
out.
in this. Maybe Weeks
Michael
involved.
Goodman goes around.
Doing all right there, running above the 11, 15 up in there. Yep,
Oh,
just comes
yeah.
down into the Weeks. Chad had just got back on the lead lap, too.
Chad, I'm pretty sure, saw his championship hopes a lot differently tonight.
I think Goodman is done.
That would be my guess.
Yep, the 44 is being retired.
We'll take a look at points when we come back. You're watching the Bristol 250 live on ERN. All right, we're seeing the importance of why you needed to do well in the first two races of this second round because it is go time. See Scott Crump back on the loud pedal, and we're once again racing, but it has been a dog eat dog world really for the past 75 laps.
Chad Frankenfield's made his way back to the lead lap, now up to 17th position. Oh, car around Nick and Delicato.
He gets into Braxton DeWeese, who saves it. Both cars into the wall. And We stay under the
We
green
stay
flag.
green after all of that.
That is a shame because the 13 definitely was an innocent victim in that.
Now let's go back, even though we're under green. Let's see what happened here.
So the first car we saw sideways was the 10, and I believe, yep, 10 just gets loose and collects the 13 in the outside lane.
A little bit of Chris Wright off the bumper.
He holds it up there as a nice mercy for the rest of the field, but he loses out in a big way. Plus, now there's damage on that car.
And he's dropped all the way back to the 22nd position. Now it's coming down pit lane. Oh, it's doing.
Oh, are we under caution? No, we're still under
we're fine.
green.
Yeah, sometimes those replays don't let you out of it.
Oh.
Now we're back in action.
I wonder, to add insult to injury, though, we saw him coming out of pit road, but he's right back on it. I think he may have went down the wrong pit road. Which, under the green flag at Bristol, you don't have to hit both pit roads. You just need to go to your stall. I think he may have been a little confused under where he was on the track.
So Ethan Stanley's made it back to where he needs to be able to get his way into the championship 4. One spot away from it, anyway.
And we've seen the bump and run. I can't imagine if I'm that 90 car and it's 75 laps to go, that 92 car won't be thinking about that move. He's definitely close enough to issue some sort of mark on that 90 car. Oh man, it's getting close there, Dave.
Looking at as they run right now, Gavel's starting to put pressure on Cutlip if there were to be a point battle. Still really tight between the two of them.
Remember, Cutlip was involved in that big crash a couple of cautions ago that we saw in turn 1 that had the 30 car go over. And Cutlip. Oh, caution.
The 15.
Chad Frankenfield going around in turn 2.
Go back and going on. Trying to make his way up through the field now that he's back on the lead lap. Around Andrew Rucker, Josh Adams. Chad just comes up into the side of Rucker, or Adams, it looks like. Spins it to the side, and I think he's going to climb the hill here.
Yep. Oh, 31 to Gerald Campbell just gets by.
Nothing else after that. Ossick's flagged with an issue. Let's see what happened with him here. Just be getting a little too slow. Yellow. Yeah, it looks like he comes to a stop. That's trigger it as a. Lots of action on pit lane now. Chris Wright comes in, Ethan Stanley and Scott Crump out.
15 has issued his first tally of the night. We'll keep that in mind, as that's the first tally that impacts our championship. 9 drivers currently.
While we're under caution, I'll go through our sponsor ads again and thank them for everything they've done this year. Join APS offers a complete solution for all types of businesses that need to process credit card related transactions. Their industry specific solutions provide the best options for your business model. They have experienced client service representatives who understand what your processing needs are. Our premier partners, TA Services, for over 36 years, TA Services have been trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics services to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. Let the TA Services team make ship happen for you. Blue Egg Marketing, the marketing partner for small business owners. Blue Egg is your biggest fan. We help businesses punch above their weight class. Finally, Worldwide Technology Raceway. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, close to the Gateway Arch. It features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup and Truck Series races, an open wheel series that we're not allowed to mention, and they also have a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America. They have a quarter-mile drag strip that hosts the NHRA Midwest Nationals event, and finally the Kartplex, which is a state-of-the-art karting facility. Those are our sponsors for this season. Like we're doubled up now.
Oh my goodness, I just had to shoo away a mosquito.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Ugh. It was not fun. I'm scared because it was in my bedroom, which is, where I do these, but if I go to sleep, I just love to be bit. I don't know what it is about me, but
Crump is on tires from lap 94. A bunch of them came down that last time. Ryan Gavel in 7th place was to be the freshest tires at 181. So
we'll see what happens here.
Top 6 on older tires.
Another yellow flag, or do new tires, will they prevail? See Gerald Campbell and Tyler Foti. Ooh,
little
right
contact.
in front of the 01.
Gavel's trying to make a lane where there isn't one. Ryan said he didn't get much practice for this track this week, but seeing what he can do.
You had mentioned the run that the 70 car was having. He's doing a good job inside the top 10, running along Jesse Rasmus in 9th currently. "61 laps to go."
Now, next season, you'll have to get his name right. It's Racines.
Oh, my goodness. Have I been saying that wrong the entire...
Apparently, everybody has, and he's just corrected us recently. But Gerald said too late in the season, now I'm not changing. So Gerald's not changing until next season, so you don't have to either.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Gerald. Sorry about that, Jesse. How do you pronounce it?
Racines.
Racines. Alrighty.
Now you have to remember that Revelus and Racines.
Yeah.
Tied up here in the front. Delicato also needs that win.
That is the name I'm most proud of being able to know in Delicato. Not to toot my own horn, but I thought I would mispronounce that many times this season. So far, I have proven not to have, as we see the 10 car take the lead away from the 90.
Little contact with
That's big
Hanley.
because that moves him inside the championship 4 picture, and it moves Ryan Gavel out of it.
Yeah, now Gavel would have to have something happen to Cutlip to be able to get in front of him.
Yeah, the 90 car is just going backwards here.
Well, he had the oldest tires, so I think he's just getting eaten up now. Delicato and Rasmus both came in at lap 181, so they're on brand new tires.
Just goes to show how good of a car that 90 car is. He's on older tires, and it's just now being passed.
3 wide with Ryan Gavel there for a second.
Ryan Gavel trying to fight for his playoff.
Oh, contact with
life.
Adams.
Oh, contact with the one car. He yields the position, or does he?
Checks up in front of Foti and
stack up on the inside lane. This is getting good. 50 to go next time by.
15 with contact on the bumper of the 40. We've got all the mix-ins for something here. 3 wide. Chad makes it 3 wide. Robert Hill in it too.
Shock. But the 15 has to be good here because he can't afford another tally.
Bump to 40 again.
Almost.
Playing with fire, but I guess he's got to go.
It's that time of the season. It's that time of the year.
These guys are bashing each other every lap. I don't know where. I don't know where to watch.
So the 15 get into the 88 car, or the 88 into the 15. I don't know which. Those two made contact though. Oh, Gerald Campbell riding the wall in turn 1.
Somewhere in these two groups is going to cause a caution here soon, and I just don't know where to watch.
Oh, that was a hard hit. The one car seems to be... Oh, there it is.
Oh, no. Clears it. Chad 3 wide again. Able to get out of that.
Gerald just...
Gray Holmes shoots the middle between Gerald Campbell going high and Ryan Schold. Gray up through the middle again. Ethan Stanley going high on those tires that seem to be falling off.
Let's keep in mind, well, the 10 car, Nick and Delicato, still has the lead in front of the 70, who was looking for his first win.
Yeah, I think Delicato's happy with those guys fighting back there. He'll just run out in front if he wants to, but being able to do it for another 42 laps without a caution, yeah, wishful thinking.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty aggressive back here.
Racing. These guys are acting like it's the last 42 laps of their season, and for some it very well could be.
Gavel gets around the 90 car, Scott Crump.
40 laps to go. They click off pretty fast here at Bristol. You see Chad on the outside looking for more position on Robert Hill.
Oh, trade just almost wasn't clear there. Robert's not going to let him around easy. They got a little bit of history between the two of them. Jonathan Cutlip can't.
5 car needs to hold on, Jonathan Cutlip right there, because he would be the 4th driver to make it in on points.
Yeah, he can't afford to get caught up in anything here. He's playing in a dangerous neighborhood right now.
Yes.
Still looking green.
2 people that want to see that checkered flag the most, the 10 in the 5. Who are we riding on board with?
With Robert Hill now. Chad's been able to get by him.
See, gets around the 90 car. Scott Crump, who was now fallen back to 8th place on those older tires there.
Pass for the lead. Jesse Racimus takes the lead. Nick Delicato gets back around him. Oh, contact with Josh Adams.
How did they make that stick?
These are cars that are way down. Josh Adams is down in 21st position. Are they getting lapped? So we're lapping up to the leaders, yeah. I was wondering why they were all of a sudden battling with these guys, but they've now lapped up to there. Gerald Campbell, the last car in the lead lap.
You saw that 70 car. Ethan Stanley, man, what happened to him? He was right up in the mix of these things, and now is falling a lap down.
Yeah, he's got tires that he last took tires at lap 121, almost 100 laps ago. So that what threw him back. But Scott Crump's did a much better job. He's only fallen to 8th with his tires from lap 94.
But you can see the 8th spot is about 8 seconds behind the lead pack, and that's a good half lap here at Bristol. These guys are going to need another yellow flag if they want a shot at that 10 car. Nick Massey, though, has driven his way up to the second position, and that's important because that's another one of those championship cars trying to keep his playoff hopes alive. If he can get past that 10 car, it would then put him up inside the championship 4.
Gavel riding in 5th and Cutlip in 12th puts them within 3 points of each other.
I think that 48 car is fast enough. If I'm that 10, I'm a little bit worried. All right, 25 to go. The counter has ticked down. Who do you like there, Dave? I'll give you the honors.
I'm not going to try to jinx somebody that's going for something, so I'm going to pick Chris Wright. How's that?
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of that 48 car. No shame to the 10. I just think he's used up all his good, and I think that 48 car, he's been in this position before last year, and I think he knows what needs to happen in order to get it done.
Going to be interesting because they're going to have a lot of lap cars.
Well, see, Ethan Burrell, our pole sitter, going a lap down.
Cutlip loses another position down to 13th. That would put him 2 points apart. He's got to stay above about a 10 position gap he has to stay within for Ryan Gavel. But they are on completely different tire strategies.
Who? The 13 or the 01?
I'm looking at the 01 and the 5, the two that are point-wise. It's not going to matter. It's only going to matter for that 4th position because if one of these two guys that are in 1st and 2nd take the last lock, then it's going to be Gavel trying to make up the difference between Cutlip. Cutlip's on much older tires, and at this point, it looks like he's just going to have to roll the dice and try to make it another 20 laps. He has fresh tires behind him.
Not necessarily what you want to hear, and their longest green flag run could be at the end of this race. Could be. Don't know if we're done yet. But I will say, if a yellow does come out, it would be the yellow of all yellows of the year.
Cutlip's lap times are doing okay.
Taking a look underneath. Massey has to win this race. He has to in order for a shot at the championship.
So does
Nick and
Delicado.
Delicado, this first season with Join APS.com Cup Series, and here's the pass.
Nowhere to go.
Car, oh, lap traffic ahead of the leaders.
Massey had a run, but he had nowhere to go with Weeks up high.
And you see the 92 also into the wall there. Yeah, the 48 car almost looked like he had it made, but the 10 car saw that, was able to adjust.
Nick Massey's made his name being a clean driver, so I'm not thinking he's going to move him, but who knows when you're going try to go for a championship.
And do you want bad blood to spill over into the next week's race?
Nick with a good run there.
Nick definitely has the better car here, but the 10 has had the ability to hold him off. We're coming to 10 to go next time by. That's about 2.5 minutes of green flag racing.
Gavel's now starting to fall back toward Cutlip, so that's not going to help him. So Cutlip looks like he's going to be in on points at this point. Now we just got to find who's going to get that locked in spot.
Between the 10 and the 48.
Hell of a battle here.
Driver is going to say goodbye to their shot of a championship here with 8 to go. And I'm like you there, Dave. Nick, we know is a very good, a very clean driver, but he's never been put in this position. What will you do in order to try and salvage your season? It all comes down to this.
Delicado.
6 laps to go. In Delicado and Massey racing off turn 3.
Couple good close battles throughout the... Oh, Gerald Campbell dives out of the way. Not to be a factor. But this is for a spot in the final 4.
The 31, but yes, and that's what I love about our sport, man. It all comes down to this. I'm telling you, that 48 car, he might move that 10.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do that kind of move, you're going to do it on the last lap, I guess, and maybe he won't gripe too much because he'd probably do it to you. I don't know too many drivers in this league that wouldn't do it that way.
See the 48 car, he just gets a good run, but we have not seen the bottom of the racetrack work at all for any spot here. 2 to go, and this is it.
If they come up on a lap car, that would give Nick a chance, but here's Josh Adams going to come into play.
In front, Nick Massey led that lap. Who leads this? The final lap to decide.
Josh Adams stays right there.
It's coming down. Nick Massey, a last lap pass.
Got him.
Massey gets it done. His first
what a
win
run.
is going to pilot him into the championship 4 of the season. Oh, heartbreak for the 10, but that 48 car was coming in. He raced them hard and strong.
Way under on the over-under on cautions. We only had, what, 10? So
11.
11?
I was thinking we were going to be under 18.
I really would have thought we'd had one there at the end there, but that's good, clean running.
And a great run that held our attention to the very end. Nick Massey gets to celebrate tonight with a win here, and that win is going to propel him inside the championship four. You only need 2 wins, I say, with the format. A win in that last round, and then a win of the last race of the season.
Jonathan Cutlip finishes in 12th, Ryan Gavel in 8th, so I don't believe that is not going to be enough of a gap to get those two, so Jonathan Cutlip will be the last in. So Tyler Foti, Matthew Weeks, Nick Massey, and Jonathan Cutlip will be our championship four.
How about that? Jonathan doing a great job. Let's see if we can talk to him as well.
Adam. Who we have in the booth? Nobody yet, so we'll just look at the field there. Nick Massey, Nick Indelicato finishes second. Jesse Rasmus, Trey Holmes, Chris Wright, Tyler Foti, Chad Frankenfield, Ryan Gavel, Andrew Rucker, Justin Vandermerle, Scott Crump, Jonathan Cutlip, Michael Hossack, Mark Reblis, Matthew Weeks, Ryan Schultz, Seth Rawls, Johnny Thomas round out the top 18. Going forward.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself. My dogs were being dumb. We'll see if we can get some post-race coverage here coming your way.
Yep, I think they're starting to come in there now. So let's go back to. We have all three. So we'll give you Jesse Rasmus first.
Jesse, I just wanted to say first and foremost, I apologize for mispronouncing your last name all this time, but no one ever told me.
Nah, it's all good. So like two seasons now it's been mispronounced, but I never bothered to correct anybody about it. And,
we're gonna do our best to correct it. Now, Gerald Campbell has said he can't learn new things on the fly, so he's gonna have to wait until next season for trucks. But I think Alex and I can get you on Cup. So.
Yeah, I actually heard him say that during the broadcast. No, I mean it's all good. So me and Robert Hill had a conversation one night after a race, and he asked me how the correct pronunciation is. And I kind of told him, so it's all good.
And I think that's what kind of slowed it down too, was going through Robert, because then Robert. So I had to wait until I confirmed that with somebody else before I started saying it even worse. So.
Yeah, Racimus is the correct pronunciation.
Okay. Well, Jesse Racimus, you had a good run here, finishing in the third position. If I'm not mistaken, I think that might be your best finish of the season.
Besides the ARCA series, yes. So this is actually my first podium in any of the top 3 series in 3 seasons, so I'm actually kind of stoked about that.
Yeah. Walk us through your night and getting it done here tonight at Bristol.
Oh, it was rough. I mean, I was running good in the beginning, but I had a problem where I kept smoking the right front. I don't know if my steering ratio was off or what the deal was, or maybe I was just pushing too hard, one or the other. But one of those restarts after we got tires, I ended up restarting on the inside line, and I got loose because I didn't practice the inside line at all on fresh tires. So I got loose, shuffled all the way to the back, and luckily the damage that I did get in those couple incidents was very minimal, so I was able to keep my stride going forward.
Well, you were able to walk away with your first podium finish here. Want to give you the chance to celebrate and shout out anyone and anything you'd like here.
I mean, first off, thanks to everybody here at Elite. I mean, you guys put on a heck of a series. All the broadcasts that get put on. I mean, everything is kind of top notch. I appreciate everybody that has a hand in this. Brandon Ultra, Jake Kaner, my son Jaden, just anybody that kind of hangs around and gives props. I mean, everything's thankful here.
All righty. Well, congratulations there, Jesse. And I hope to be saying your correct name here many times in the future.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. I believe we have next Nick and Delicato. Oh, Nick, coulda, woulda, shoulda. What did you need more? And what were you thinking those final 20 or so laps to try and hang on in front of that 48 car?
Man, I raced with Nick for a while. Nick's a hell of a guy, and honestly, even if he, got by me or whatever it was, or if I was on the bottom coming to the line, I wasn't gonna touch him. It was just clean racing that whole way, and honestly, I probably should have ended my race. I think 80 laps before that when I had my incident on the back that took out Braxton. So to even have a chance is good, but thought I had it, man. I was counting down the laps, and I really thought that top was good. But I mean, there's a couple stints where I got held up by lap cars. I think I got doored by the one, but I guess there's no respect for leaders around here. I don't know, man. It's Bristol. It is what it is. It's Bristol. Tight quarters, and I wouldn't have rather battled it out with anybody else but Nick. And that was the first of the Nick and Nick show.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you go back and look at this race, what are you going to take away from that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew I could win, in general, just in elite, but putting myself in good spots, if you keep doing that, it's going to come sometime. We only got one race left. If it's not next week, it'll be next season. So, overall, I mean, a really, really good season that I didn't think would go this well. There's so many mistakes that I made personally in past races that could have helped out for this race, but that's in the past, and you really just got to learn from your mistakes, and I guess that's what I'm doing. But P2, hell, I'll take it after almost wrecking myself there.
All right, well, as tonight's runner-up, want to give you the chance to shout out anyone and anything you'd like here.
Yeah, no, shout out to our team, Shifty Sports. Did a great job. Really, Seth helps out a lot and makes these phenomenal paint schemes. If you do need a paint scheme for iRacing, go check him out. SR Design, Instagram, Twitter. Along with that, Fantasy Thrills Football and Belly Up Sports. They came on board this year with the awesome blue and orange, and really put together a really good season for them, and I'm really happy about that. And wish we would have made it to the Final Four. I think we're going to be, 2 points short. Right behind Cutlip. So is what it is, man. Overall, had a lot of speed and had a lot of chances. That's all you can hope for. And just really a good season. And shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast every week. It makes these things a little more exciting.
All right, there. I'm so sorry. I was rooting for you.
Thank you. No, you're good, man. It was a good race. Nick's, like I said, Nick's a very, very respectful guy, and I wouldn't have rather battled it out with anybody else, and he did a great job. And honestly, he deserved that. He ran me down from like 2 straightaways away. So
yeah. All righty. Well, congratulations, and we hope to be talking to you once again in 1 week time.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
You too. All righty. It was the Nick and Nick show, and now we get to talk to the number one guy, Nick Massey. Massey, how did you get that run on the bottom to work, and your first win is going to propel you into the championship 4? How does that feel?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, it was pretty much a must win there towards the end, and I knew I probably would have to go up there and get them in order to make the finale, and was able to just kind of roll the bottom there and work him over. And I think I did door him a little bit at one point. I think that's what the deciding factor was, just to set his car a little bit, allow me to clear him and eventually, make the pass for the win.
Were you planning on ever using the bumper? I want to know, because we up in the booth said that you were a nice guy. We did not think that you would do that, but I want to know, because the championship may have been on the line right there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'd be worried about, with these cars especially, about going in there and, potentially wrecking him and then getting the win taken away. I mean, it'd be all for naught. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to do it cleanly. luckily didn't have to make that decision. But yeah, he was making it tough for sure, making it work on that bottom. It was so tight down there, and trying to get the run out of the corner. I mean, our cars were pretty much equal there at the end, I think, and just it was awesome to race that out. I'm glad that went green at the end, and it ended up being a Nick and Nick show, and it ended up being a clean finish. So we'll take that for sure.
You're now going to be able to run for a championship here. What does that mean to you? And do you think you have what it takes to be called a champion next week?
Man, I don't know. This whole chase was stacked. I knew every round was going to be tough, and I thought the last round was going to be the easiest. And I don't know. You look at the final four. I mean, there's a lot of good names in there. It's going to be tough. I think I've made 2 or 3 of them, and haven't come away with a championship yet. So maybe this will be the one. I don't know. It's been a while since I've ran Auto Club in this car, so I don't know what we're going to have next week. But hopefully we'll have a shot. We'll have Foti and 2 teammates in it, Foti and Gavel, to bounce some ideas off of. So we'll see if we can bring the championship home for Lake Norman here.
All right. Well, as tonight's winner of the Bristol 250, want to give you a chance to shout out anyone and anything you'd like here at Bristol.
Yeah, shout out to my teammates, Chris, Foti, Gavel, Josh Robin, Nick and Delicato there at the end. That was an awesome race. I'm glad we were able to race for it clean. Like I said, it's been a while since to have a finish like that. It was a lot of fun, a lot of pressure. We were both pretty much in a must-win situation right there. So I didn't know what he was willing to do either. If I ended up making the pass, but yeah, I mean, just awesome. Shout out to you guys too. Hopefully, it was put on a good show for you.
Oh, that I can't wait to go back and watch this one again, just because you guys did run each other with respect, and it was such a good race to see. Glad to see you come out on top there, Nick.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. One more week.
One more week. All right, there, Dave. We got to listen to our top 3 and our top 4, as you see the championship standings on your screen there. Tyler Foti, Matthew Weeks, Jonathan Cutlip, and Nick Massey are all going to fight it out for a championship at Auto Club.
Yeah, it should be exciting next week. Starts off championship weeks coming up this Sunday with the trucks. Then we'll crown an Xfinity champ, and then we'll sum it up with the Cup cars on Wednesday night.
8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Don't be late. We will see you guys in, but from all of us here at ERN, so long from virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, and congratulations to Nick Massey, winner of tonight's Bristol 250.